The public was first introduced to Jessa Duggar Seewald through the television show 19 Kids and Counting. The middle daughter of the well-known Duggar family, she has a soft voice and a brave soul. During the time we knew her, she transitioned from being a teenager to becoming a wife, mother, and a woman of quiet resilience. However, the news of her latest pregnancy termination came as a shock to both her and her readers. In these unedited, deeply felt, and faith-filled comments, Jessa has broken her silence for the first time since the tragedy. Her journey includes love, loss, and recovery. The heartbreaking announcement that everyone was waiting for. The whole thing started with a somber Instagram post, a black and white snapshot of some very small crocheted booties perched atop a Bible. One sentence was all that was included. "We lost our baby." Neither extensive captions nor dramatic filters were used. In a matter of minutes, fans and other mothers going through similar situations flooded Jessa's comment area with prayers, heartache emojis, and words of encouragement. Her supporters were deeply shaken by this brief comment, which is not unexpected considering her reputation for composed authority. For many consecutive days, she remained silent. Conversely, there is no such thing as a silent grieving process. Expecting a hopeful pregnancy. As a family, the Duggars usually celebrate major life events in public, so Jessa's decision to keep her pregnancy a secret in the weeks leading up to her loss was somewhat unusual. This time, though, things were different. This was said by Jessa in a video she posted to YouTube and called "Our Baby's Story." "We were going to wait until we were out of the first trimester," according to her. Her voice quivered. Her two eyes were a fiery red. "Protecting this child's way was our first priority." A sour-sweet look graced her smile. There was a tangible air of eagerness. Preparations for the baby's room had already begun with Ben. Names were being chosen by the kids. The strange and beautiful anticipation of loss accompanied by a sense of optimism is real. Additionally, through Jessa's account, you could perceive the depth of her joy and the size of the void that had been created. Any and all circumstances changed in that split second. It happened while I was in the middle of a routine checkup. Jessa did not expect anything unusual to happen when she went in by herself. "I remember looking at the ultrasound screen and waiting to see the flicker of a heartbeat," recalled her. "It was a very exciting situation. However, no such object was located. No sound could be heard anywhere in the room." The doctor gently shifted his gaze to her and spoke the words no mother wants to hear. "I'm sorry, but there is no heartbeat." She started to feel tears welling up in her eyes. "I can't even take a deep breath." The feeling that time had come to a standstill pervaded the atmosphere. The dream of holding her child in a few months disappeared in an instant. The inquiry. "Why, God?" I am truly saddened by this. Throughout their history, the Duggar family has made their faith a top priority. Still, trials test the faith of even the most devout followers. I remember praying and asking God, "Why now? Which baby is this?" However, why should we? With a Kleenex in her hand, Jessa spoke. "I felt terrible for even raising an objection. Loss, though, is a complex process. When I couldn't get to sleep one night, I would sob into my pillow or say something that would later become a cry. Ben also tried to keep his cool, but he eventually caved. We just held each other and cried," Jessa said, and her statement was spot on. Doing it was our sole option. Her little children, who couldn't yet fully grasp the gravity of the situation, would ask, "Mommy, where's the baby?" Her heart ached as she forced a grin and whispered, "With Jesus." Is the pain due to a miscarriage or a misunderstanding? Later on, Jessa disclosed the distressing particulars that many people do not see. The medical treatment that she had to go through following the loss, as well as the emotional fallout that followed. Some people call it a miscarriage, and others say baby loss. But to me, it was my child, she added. It meant everything to me. There is no difference in that regardless of whether or not I held them in my arms. Her candor touched a particular nerve. In her comment sections, a great number of women started expressing their own personal experiences. For a little period of time, the internet transformed into a place where people could express their pain and feel a sense of sisterhood. Jessa did not have such a sense of isolation. Many other people did not either. Discovering the light once more. A complete recovery did not occur all at once. There were days that were wonderful, full with laughter, family walks, and readings from the Bible. Some were dark in color. Jessa stated that there were times when she did not want to get out of bed with her children. For the sake of my children, however, I had no choice. In my own name. During her travels, there was a particular period that stuck out. I was sitting on the porch one morning, watching the sunrise, and all of a sudden, I felt a sense of peace settle over me, she recalled. As if God were giving a soft whisper, I'm still here. So is your little one. Her eyes welled up with sweat and tears. The baby that she was never able to hold is being honored. Jessa and Ben came to the conclusion that they would give their child the name River Hope Seewald. River because their life poured into ours and altered it in a way that will never be the same, Jessa explained. Hope because we cling to hope even while we are experiencing loss. They held a private ceremony with their children, planted a tree in their backyard, and wrote letters to River in order to express their gratitude. The statement that Jessa made was, I wanted our children to understand that this life mattered. The phrase, even if it was short, an act of breaking silence in order to assist others. Why do you speak at this time? Jessa's reaction was straightforward. Because it is important for someone to hear it. After the loss of a pregnancy, it is all too common for women to suffer in silence. This causes them to feel ashamed, guilty, or forgotten. But Jessa had the intention of altering that. She voiced her opinion that this pain does not have to be hidden. It is worthy of being recognized, honored, and shared to the world. Since then, she has formed partnerships with groups that provide assistance to bereaved parents and has even begun providing a short devotional series on her YouTube channel that is titled Grace in the Grief. Regarding the future with love, Jessa continues to be transparent about the hopes she has for the future. She smiled softly and said, We are not going to give up. In the event that God bestows upon us another child, we will be overjoyed to accommodate them. Nevertheless, for the time being, we are clinging to the children that we have and the one that we have lost. She claims that River's narrative has left an indelible mark on her. I am hugging my children a little more tightly now. There are a few more times that I tell you, I love you. Not only does she know that she is not alone, but she also knows that she may still shed tears, particularly on due dates, calm nights, or when a lullaby is playing. Jessa, to all the mothers who have lost their children, to every mother who has walked through the valley of baby loss, your pain is valid. Jessa wrote in a letter that she posted on her Instagram account and shared with her followers. Your child was important. As a mother, you continue to be. Sob when you feel the need to. When you are ready, we can talk. Know that mending is not a betrayal of your love for the person you love. There you are. Your loss is shared by me. And I have faith that beauty will emerge once more. Thoughts to conclude. The narrative of Jessa Duggar is not only one of loss. Rather, it is a story of ferocious love, faith that bends but does not break, and the healing that eventually finds us in the dark. She has provided millions of people who previously believed they had no voice with a voice by breaking her silence. Who is crying? They are not merely a representation of torment. They serve as evidence of love. This demonstrates that even the shortest of lives may make the most profound impressions. All right. Here's to River Hope. Here is a toast to every child who has passed away prematurely, yet will never be forgotten.